Buckle up, kids. It's time for the tutorial. So to start, a lot of people prefer cornrows or braiding your hair down. I don't have time for that. So I just put my hair in 2 little dookie braids and then I just slick it back. Now we pin. I just take 1 braid, pull it over to the other side as tight as I can so there's no bumping here. Pin it right above the other braid, and then take this one, wrap it the other way, and then wig cap. Just try to make sure it's as flat as possible in the back, pushing any stray edges out of the way so we don't cut them off, because you will, and you will be very sad. Cut a little hole for your ears, start behind the ear so you don't accidentally cut off too much for the front, and then just go straight up. Don't need to cut that much, the hole will expand on its own. Spray. I like to work in sections, so I start with the front middle, first on hot, then on cold. I do the sides separately so I can hold this part down with my comb and make sure that it doesn't lift around my sideburns here. Other side, and then do the whole thing again, twice total. You'll know it's dry when it's not sticky at all and it's completely dry to the touch. Do not cut it before then, because you will have to start over. Trust me. Cutting. Sharp scissors. Some people like a razor. I prefer scissors. Whatever you do, do not cut this thick band here. And I'll show you why. You take this band, you just pull it up and leave it there. And that's what holds your braids in the back, so you don't have to worry about tying or pinning or anything. Cut just in front of your hairline. You want to make sure your hair is still covered so the glue doesn't rip it out. You do want to get as close as possible. Just gonna peel back and lift in very small sections. Doesn't have to be perfect the first time. You can always go in and take off more. I'm pretty familiar with the shape of my hairline. It's kind of a weird thing to say. So I know for a fact that this wig is gonna fit with the way that I have it cut now. But if you're not sure, now is the time to check with your wig, see where the lace sits, and if you need to cut off any more of the wig cap. So I can see I could probably take off a tiny bit more right there, and the same on the other side. You can just see where it sticks out a tiny bit right there. Then we're gonna try to blend the wig cap with our actual scalp. So I'm just taking a powder foundation that is my exact shade, just going along my hair. I also know I want a middle part, so I'm gonna add a little in the center right here, and boom, you're bald. And to make sure that you don't have any oils on your skin or anything that could disturb the glue, I'm gonna take a little bit of alcohol on a cotton pad and just go right along your hairline. Don't want to touch the wig cap because that'll start to separate the spray that's holding it in place. Before I start gluing, I like to, if your wig has clips on the inside, I like to clip it on before I glue so I don't accidentally stick the hair to anything. And then I put it where it's gonna go, feel where the clips are, and then stick them in. That's how it stays secure, and it also helps to take pressure off of your scalp because the glue isn't the only thing holding the wig on. So this is where it's sitting with no glue, and that's how I know it's gonna fit. Also, while it's in this stage, I will just use my blow dryer to kind of brush back the hairs in the front so the laying process goes a little smoother. To pin it, I usually like to do around 3 layers of glue. Make sure you still have that alcohol pad with you so you can wipe your comb off in between layers. Just around the line of the wig cap, and I go back and forth like this so it gets under the lip of that cap, and then as it starts to dry, push the cap down. And this just makes sure that the cap is like on there. Work in sections because this does tend to dry down pretty fast. Dry until it goes from white to clear. Second layer, you can be a little bit more liberal. I usually start a little further back. You don't want this to come too far below your hairline, else you're gonna have a lot of extra glue sticking out. I like to put my band on before. I start in the middle, place her down, make sure that is secure, and working from the middle outwards on either side. Keep your comb handy for when this happens. Try your best to get all of the stray hairs out of the glue before you put your band on. Once your hairline is free of extra hairs, you're going to want to take your band, slap it on, push it in, make sure everything is really secure. Don't touch it for at least 10 to 20 minutes. I'll be back. Okay, it's been 20 minutes. Let's see what we're working with here. Gorgeous. I use this double-ended brush. I use the spoolie first to get all the extra hairs out of the way. Put your band on first. The spray, some have got to be in a cap or something. Take on your brush and just go directly on the lace. You're gonna wanna let that dry before you put the band back on. This you can just leave on until you need to leave the house, but also note that it may leave a line on your forehead, so give yourself a little time for that to fade. Now, I'm walking in a show today, so I'm just gonna leave this on until they need me to start doing hair and makeup, but I'm not gonna worry about styling the rest. I had someone ask me about this wig a while ago when I posted a video about it, why I don't pluck it more. And truthfully, I'm going for longevity with these things. Like, I keep and wear my wigs for years, and the hair loss happens naturally through installs and living life in it. So the hair in the front tends to thin out on its own. I'm not going to encourage it on that process. I do buy my wigs like pre-plucked, pre-bleached, so it's not that bad. I don't mind a super full hairline. I don't personally do baby hairs or anything because I just prefer the look of it without them. So it's all just a matter of like personal preference, what you want it to look like, how you want it to function for you, what it looks like when it comes. Just make your own decisions with that. But for now, here's where we're at. And when I take this band off, I'll check back in. Bye. Lid.